Sweet spring, darling, I'll make you my queen. An autumn wedding with a year between. We vow dearly, gonna let the love shine through. I came to love you in the summer breeze. You climbed my mountain, I sailed your streams. You drove me crazy, but let the love shine through. Hello, everybody. Lucas Haneman here. Welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. I'm kicking things off today with a little tune off of my band, the LH Express's album Tearing Up the Rails. Came out in 2016. That's a little song called Love Shine, which I thought was very appropriate for this guitar because this is a singer-songwriter's dream, guitar like this. This is the Martin 0015 SM. All mahogany, baby. Super cool, right? Now, the 15 series Martins have a very interesting history. Initially released in the Great Depression, there were two models. There was a single O with what we think was probably ash back and sides and a spruce top. And then there was also an arch top with likely maple back and sides and a spruce top. So nothing really resembling the 15 series as we know it now. But in the year 1940, Martin released I believe it was a single O, 14 fret single O with mahogany. It may have been a 12 fret, but it was a small, all mahogany guitar, and thus the 15 series as we know it today was born. And they kept making 15 series guitars up until the early 1960s. I think in 1962 or 1963 they were discontinued from the line. But some of those early 15 series guitars were widely used and are widely used on recordings. Like if you listen to any of the Chili Peppers acoustic stuff, you're likely hearing an old 15 series guitar. But these guitars, the 0015 SMs, they have come about kind of in the new generation of 15s. So what happened was Martin re-released the 15 series in the year 1997. And they came out with the 0015S, which is just essentially the earlier version of this. And this guitar, to my knowledge, it's really hard to find a date. And if anyone out there knows, let me know. But I believe sometime around 2010 or so, the 0015 SM came out. And what is this guitar? Well, it's a 12 fret slot headstock triple-O guitar. And what that means is that the neck joint is right here at the 12th fret of the guitar, right between the 12th and 13th frets. So it's easy to go up here, grab your harmonic, and it's a pretty safe bet that you're going to be right on if you kind of go right to the body, basically. So it's more or less a little bit like a nylon string guitar in the sense that the body joint is here at the 12th fret. Also, the slot head appearance kind of makes it appear a bit more like that as well. But man, these guitars just sound great, really great for fingerstyle. Really nice. The nice thing about mahogany is you can play denser chord voicings they don't get muddied up, right, like they would on a rosewood guitar. It sounds really nice. You can play these, dense chord voicings, and they sound really lovely. But also, just for fingerstyle in general, these guitars sound absolutely fantastic. Totally beautiful for that type of thing. I love the triple O body sides. It's really nice. And this guitar is also special because of the fact that it's a 12 fret triple O. The body comes out this way a little bit more than it usually would. So you get these beautiful sloped shoulders, this nice curvy, gorgeous shape, which is something beautiful to behold, right? So, I mean, let's talk down the specs. It's very simple. Mahogany top. Now, sometimes in recent years, these may be sapele, it might be sipo, it might be different forms of mahogany or mahogany-like woods because, the supply of mahogany is dwindling, let's be honest, right? So, there are some substitutes involved here. But yeah, you got a beautiful top. Back and sides are also mahogany. No binding, no fancy stuff going on here. A simple single ring rosette. We have a rosewood fingerboard and bridge on this guitar. And we have the simple diamond and squares inlay pattern here at the 5th, 7th, and 9th frets, so it's nothing fancy at all. And then, of course, the slot headstock here with these style tuners. And, that's it. That's really it. It's a very, very, very bare bones guitar. And, seeing as the initial conception of these guitars happened during the Great Depression when people did not have money really to buy guitars, that's really what this guitar was supposed to be. And in fact, it still is the cheapest way. I hate to use the word cheapest, but it's the most cost-effective way to get into an American-made Martin guitar. Now, yes, you can get lots of guitars made in Navajo, Mexico, from Martin, but these are the most affordable Martin guitars. Now, the interesting thing, just as a little aside about these guitars, if you see an old 15 series guitar, it doesn't really appear like this, even though it's all mahogany. The old 15 series guitars didn't have the stain. This is actually a stained mahogany. It's not really what mahogany looks like. Mahogany is a lighter colored wood, generally, kind of a medium brown. So these guitars are made to look a lot darker in their appearance. The original 17 series from Martin had that darker stain to it, whereas the 15s were just the kind of natural look of the wood. But anyways, so if you see an old 17 series guitar, you might think it's a 15 series, and if you see an old 15 series, it's not going to look exactly like this. Yeah. Anyways, all that being said, they have a satin finish here, so they're made to be open right out the gate, right? And they're great for recording, right? Now, let me just hit it a little bit harder with a pick, just to show you what it can do if you choose to do that, because you can do that with it, right? You can strum this guitar, and it would sound good. You know, it would sound good for strumming. And I'll play some single note stuff with the rounded edge of my pick. And when you do that, you get a very dark sound. That's the amazing thing about a guitar that's built like this. It's built very light, and with a mahogany top, it has to be. It doesn't weigh very much. This guitar weighs nothing practically, but it's very sensitive to things like that. Like if I use the tip of the pick versus the rounded side, it's like shading, right? It's like someone drawing a beautiful picture, a stencil drawing, right? You get all those different shades of color and sound with a guitar like this, which is pretty cool. But I gotta say, though it will take the pick, it excels fingerstyle. So I'm just gonna get into a little bit of a different tuning here. Gonna go open G, and I really love this guitar for some fingerstyle blues. And one other thing, even though it's called SM, the S stands for slot head, not short scale, slot head. M stands for mahogany. And there's a lot of people who have used these guitars, these SM guitars, more recently. Like Eddie Vedder is one guy who I know has a 0015 SM and loves it, plays it a lot. And Leo Kottke as well has been seen with these guitars. Quite a few people. So, if I were to just play something fingerstyle, kind of folkier, kind of in the Joni Mitchell ilk for, perhaps. Notice the warmth of this guitar. and how sensitive it is to where my hand is placed. Wow. That's amazing, right? Check that out. Super bright, super dark, and somewhere in between. I mean, okay, go to your home studio, right? If you have one, and take a guitar like this, put it in front of a microphone, and man, oh man. Ah, beautiful, right? But yes, as I was mentioning, fingerstyle blues with a slide on this guitar. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it for that kind of stuff. So as you can see, a surprisingly versatile guitar, despite the fact that it's 12 frets and despite the fact that it's a triple O. Now, there's only one thing I don't like about this guitar. Living in Canada, the price of this guitar currently in the year 2024 is $2,700. I can't believe how expensive it is. I mean, yes, it's a Martin, and it's obviously beautiful, completely amazing. But man, prices on guitars have gotten redonkulous these past few years. I mean, that's just the way it is. Lumber is more expensive, and of course, Martin is a legacy brand. They've been around for, a long time, right? But man, oh man. I mean, and the discrepancy between the prices of these guitars brand new and the price on the used market is pretty astounding. Like I've seen them used for $1,700, $1,800, $1,900 Canadian, and then brand new for $2,700. It's like, whoa, it's a big jump. So that's the only thing. I gotta say, like, there's probably some alternatives out there, for a better price. But nonetheless, it is a very beautiful, historic guitar, and the 15 series in general definitely represents simplicity at its best and tone. It's all about tone. It's not about being flashy. It's not about any of that. It's about the sound that comes out of the guitar, and clearly we've got that happening here with this 0015 SM. I'd like to thank my friend Pat for lending me this guitar. He's actually selling it, and I'm not sure when I post this video, it might be sold already. But if anyone's interested, let me know, and I can try to hook you up with Pat if this guitar is still around, and if you live in the Ottawa area in Canada. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. And if you are a player of 15 series guitars in general from Martin, please do let me know. I got to say, I'm impressed with this guy. It's been a lot of fun to spend a little while with it and put this video for you guys. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We will see everybody again next Tuesday. Take it easy.